Hi everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So today we have the September prediction. I'm doing things a little bit differently this month. I'm actually going to upload a separate love prediction for the month of September. So usually I include a mini love reading, but instead we're just going to do a separate video just to make sure things don't get too long. You know, I just think it would be helpful to separate it out. So I'm going to try this format this month. We'll see how it goes. Now you can choose your group either based upon the image you are most drawn to in the thumbnail, or you can choose a message from your spirit guides for the month of September. So we have 3 groups to choose from here. It says, "You are not a burden, we are lucky to have you." This is pile 1, very sweet. For pile 2, we have, "You are strong, you are resilient, you will defeat this." And for pile 3, we have, "Every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong." So also my voice is a little bit hoarse today, so if I sound a little bit odd, just bear with me. The timestamps are listed below in the description box, just like always, and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, so if you skipped the intro because you chose your group based upon the image in the thumbnail, you did have a message from your spirit guides for the month of September that says, "You are not a burden, we are lucky to have you." So I'm going to put this to the side. As you can see, we pre-pulled your cards today. Also, if you skipped the intro, I'm doing a separate love reading for the month of September. I usually include it together, but I thought I would mix it up this month. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you will know when that video uploads. I'm not sure when I'll be getting it up. I'm hoping early next week, but we will see. Alright, so I chose the Mystical Cats Tarot for your group. I don't know, I just had this energy of it being very important for the month of September for you all to follow your instincts, you know, listen to your gut, listen to your heart. And now that I'm seeing your cards laid out, it's making a lot more sense. So we have the Floating Cat or the Hanged Man in this deck. We have the 2 of Earth or the 2 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Sea or the Ace of Cups. We have the 10 of Fire or the 10 of Wands. We have the Lovers, and we have the 9 of Sea or the 9 of Cups. Kind of a lot. I mean, to have 2 major arcana cards come out just for a monthly reading. So for those of you who don't know, if you have a lot of major arcana cards, these signify larger energies, bigger changes, whereas when you have the minor arcana, that can talk more about, you know, sort of our day-to-day lives. So it feels like September is quite the turning point for you, and that makes sense, like why it's so important for you to listen to your gut, follow your instincts, you know, like you have some important decisions to make. And you have some things to contemplate. With the 2 of Earth here, the way the apples are balanced on the cat's head, which I just love because this card in and of itself makes me think of fall time. But it does feel like you're going to be taking some time out to contemplate something. And with the Floating Cat here, this talks about a change in perspective, but you also have the 10 of Fire. Like, look at how things are sort of exploding. I mean, these cats look very overwhelmed. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, pile 1. I think that you're going to have quite a busy, exciting month ahead of you, but the way that this all kickstarts is going to be quite overwhelming. Like, you know, when that sort of saying, like, things have to fall apart for them to come together, that's what it feels like. It feels like things are falling apart. Like, if you can think of something in your life that you know has not been sustainable, something in your life that's been toxic, making you unhappy, been draining your energy, if you've just been taking on too many things and you have felt very overwhelmed, look at this cat. Like, look at how worried and fearful it looks. This cat is just passively observing, like, the destruction. This cat is trying to avoid it. This cat seems quite anxious. I think that this is representing the fact that many of you are watching this reading. You're all going to have different reactions when this all goes down in your life, right? Like it's not going to be the exact same event for all of you watching, but it's going to be this energy. It's going to be something that implodes and explodes, you know, like both. Like it's going to be something that's quite overwhelming, but like I'm laughing because what is on the other side of that is so happy. And so when this happens, all of you, like I said, are going to have a different reaction to it. You're all different people. But when this happens, something is being brought in. It's like Spirit is saying enough is enough. Like we have to clear all of this out to make space, because you've been just sitting back. You've just been contemplating, but you haven't actually done anything to prevent this, to change this outcome. So it's kind of like a mini tower moment. For those of you who don't know, the Tower card in Major Arcana talks about something that should be a stable thing that we're building, but has actually been unstable for some time. And so the Tower isn't serving us, but yet we put so much time and effort and energy into it, we don't want to leave that Tower. So it's sort of like divine intervention, tough love, the rug being pulled out from underneath you, you know, that kind of energy, and you're forced out of that tower and forced to start from scratch to build something that's going to last, something that's going to make you happy, something that's going to make you feel secure. So it's sort of like you've been on the precipice of this decision for quite some time. You've been on the precipice of major change, but you've been back and forth. You know, you've been suspended in midair without quite reaching the ground. You haven't reached the ground. You haven't made any actual grounded decisions about this. And it's really because it's sort of like, you see sort of the mystical quality here of like the floating cat. It feels like you've been waiting for the divine intervention. It's almost like, as destructive as this is, it's almost like you've been hoping for it because you haven't wanted to pull the trigger yourself. And so like when it happens, you're like, what? And remember, storms can be different things. Storms can be new people coming into our life, right? Someone who's going to shake things up. It could be a new opportunity, but it could be a complete change in your own belief system as a result of some sort of external event. But whatever hasn't been sustainable, whatever you know that you should have walked away from or said no to, or if you're juggling too many things, what needs to be put to the side for now, it's coming to an end. And it's coming to quite a fantastic end. Like, it's quite the spectacle. It's a very significant event that's going to happen in the month of September, but there's nothing for you to be worried about here because, again, like I think in your heart of hearts, you've been wanting this. And so Spirit is like, well, here you go. It may not be happening like the way that you wanted it to. It may be, again, quite uncomfortable, but what is on the other side of that? The Ace of Cups, the Lovers, the Nine of Cups. I mean, oh my gosh. For some of you, like this could be like a soulmate coming into your life and disrupting everything that was once, you know, causing you dissatisfaction, but you weren't willing to walk away from it, right? That could be a lot of things. You know, it could be a soulmate connection coming in and being like, why are you staying at this job that you hate? It could be a soulmate coming in and telling you, why are you stuck in this romantic partnership that is draining you? Why are you living with these people? Why are you, you know, like it's pushing you to grow in some way. It's pushing you to leave something that's not causing you satisfaction. And even with the Lovers here, even if this isn't happening in the form of a soulmate coming in, it could also be representing a decision like this or that. Which way do I go? What do I do? And it could be helping you align with your soul's purpose as well. So it's going to vary depending upon, you know, who is watching this and what you're expecting to come in. But I could definitely see new love coming in with the Ace of Cups or any type of soulmate connection, even if it was a friend soulmate connection or a business partner or a mentor of some sort. But with the Nine of Cups here, the Nine of Sea, it's everything you've been hoping for, everything you've been wishing for. Like the life of your dreams is on the other side of this. and you've been suspended in midair and you've been contemplating a lot. You've been wanting a fresh start in your life, but it hasn't come in because there's several things you're wanting, pile one. It's not just one thing. It feels like you're wanting a complete overhaul of your life, and it feels like you want to be in alignment with your soul's like higher self, you know, in terms of your romantic life, in terms of your career, your stability, your finances, your self-development, your artistic pursuits. It feels like you want a complete overhaul. For some of you, it's moving too, it's changing locations, but there's something pulling you here. And there's definitely an element here of divine intervention, a decision that has to be made, a choice that you're forced into. And I think also there's an element here of being content with yourself, having more self-love in the month of September as well. Because once you get through this, you're going to be so appreciative of your own strength. And you're going to trust your own discernment more too. You're going to trust in your ability to make good decisions because maybe you've doubted that before. And even with you having this card, it feels like you're not happy with where you're at. I don't feel like you're happy with your environment. And again, this is quite significant. And not to scare you, and we don't have the Tower here, you know, we don't have this sort of complete and total destruction, but we do have some sort of event that is pushing you out of this energy. Okay, let's get into your oracle. This is a lot. Okay. So we have fertility. These cards here are representing the overarching themes of your September. I forgot to say that. And we have success. So fertility says, let all take root, seed and sprout, let new life be all about. And then we have success. Success that's true belongs to me, success with honor, integrity. Okay. You're birthing like this new life, this new chapter here, okay? Like there is, you see how she's picking the fruit? It makes me think of someone being in the Seven of Pentacles, and then they've been waiting for harvest. They've been waiting for their fruits of their labor to become apparent, and it's here. You're birthing success. I mean, these two cards work together in perfect harmony here. Like, what you've been wanting, what you've been craving. Again, I think it's a complete overhaul of your life. And it's not to say that your life is going to change overnight in the month of September, but what we're talking about here is a course correction. You are being pushed onto the right path. The right people, the right circumstances, the right opportunities are going to be coming about in your future as a result of you being pushed out of whatever this is, forced into the decision that you've been holding off on making. So it's sort of like it's the first new lines in a new book, like it's a new story, and you are writing it because this is also the Empress energy here. So you are receiving this Nine of Cups, this wish come true. You are receiving what you've been wishing for. It might throw you off a bit at first because you're like, this is not what I was wanting, you know? But change is hard, change is uncomfortable, absolutely. But it is what you've been wanting. It just may feel like in the beginning, like, oh, maybe this was a mistake, maybe I shouldn't have made this decision, maybe I acted too impulsively, and I think that's why I was drawn to the Mystical Cats Tarot for you, because Spirit wants to go ahead and make this like clear and neon lights for you. Like you are meant to, in the month of September, don't overthink. Don't rely on your rational, logical mind because that has what kept you in limbo for so long. It is time to listen to your gut, follow your heart. You don't even need to ask your guides about this because your guides are already forcing you into this decision and you already know what they want you to do because all you have to do is look inward. You already know what the path is. And success is assured. So this is about creating the life that you've been wanting by being brave enough to say, yes, this is what I want, and stepping towards it. And once you step towards it and you let go of what is already blowing up in your face, like pile one, that's when you receive these gifts. That's when you receive the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups and fertility, Empress energy. You are in the energy of receiving what you have been trying to manifest, what you have been wishing on a star, what you have been praying for in the month of September. Again, it's not that everything in your life is changing in September, but it's that you're being put on the path towards success. You're being course corrected here. Okay. These cards are representing in more clear terms like where you're going to be at in the month of September. So we have Sky Library, learn from your past, lessons, guidance, and wisdom. And we have Headspace, you are overflowing with creativity, creative energy, new ideas, and productivity. With this Sky Library, learning from your past, I feel like this is what all of this perspective shift was. That's what all of this self-reflection, going inward, like this is what the purpose of it was. It feels like you are activating something that you were quite good at in a past life. You are activating that and stepping into that skill set, stepping into that talent, answering that soul call. You see past lives here. There's something involving creative energy here. I mean, fertility and creativity together here. There's something in relation, I think, for a lot of you to your career. There's something here that you're meant to go towards, something that you're meant to do. You're activating that past talent. It's sort of like your soul has had the blueprint for success within you all along, and it's just been waiting for you to wake up to that and be willing to receive the blueprint. So it feels like in the month of September, you are sort of like opening Pandora's box, but in a good way. Like you are opening up sort of this gift, and then you are being blessed with all of these downloads, all of these visions, all of these signs, synchronicities, like everything Spirit has been trying to tell you, you are opening up to it. So that's going to look like a lot of different things, right? Depending upon who's watching this reading. You know, this could be like, I've always wanted to be a writer, and now all of a sudden I have this amazing idea come to me and I'm being called to start. And success is assured if I do the work and I finish the novel. That's just an example, but I think you guys get what I'm saying here. Maybe some ideas are starting to percolate for you, hopefully. Okay. So we have wellness. A healthy body, mind, and spirit thrive with a constant flow of balanced energy. And we have luck. With a clear direction for what you want to achieve, you're summoning energies that bring good luck. Okay, I love this for you. I think that, you know how we talk about looking at things from a higher perspective, and how as humans our perspectives are quite limited, obviously, in comparison to the divine and everything that they can see. So we're looking at individual puzzle pieces trying to figure it out, whereas they can zoom out and they already know what the picture is. You know, like we're just trying to figure out what image comes from all these pieces. We don't even know, whereas they can already see the full and complete vision. And so it feels like, I know I say it feels like a lot. I don't, I've noticed that when I go back and edit, I say it feels like this. It's a feeling when I'm reading your cards. But anyway, okay. This is going to seem like horrible, terrible luck when it happens. Like this is going to seem like the worst time ever. You know, like it's not going to be enjoyable like whatsoever. But when you look back on it in hindsight, you know, months down the line, weeks down the line, however long it takes, when you look back on that moment in time, you're gonna say, wow, what I thought was horrible luck was actually good luck. What I thought was the worst thing ever actually turned out to be a major blessing. And so I think that's what it is that your luck is changing for the better, but the way that it happens, I think is going to be difficult for you to process, difficult for you to keep up with. But when you look back on it, having some time and space and seeing like how that Nine of Cups is going to come in, seeing all the abundance that's going to come in as a result of this happening, you're going to be like, wow, I am so lucky that this occurred. And I feel like with this wellness card here, Spirit is wanting you to take very good care of yourself. You know, be very mindful of your physical body, your self-care, you know, like making sure that you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're staying hydrated, you know, doing your skincare routine, whatever, but just showing yourself that you are attending to your physical body and your health and your wellness, including your mental and emotional health as well, because this is going to be, again, the beginning of a complete overhaul in your life. There's going to be so many changes happening for you that, yes, it's very important for you to stop and take care of yourself and be gentle with yourself during this time. Because it's going to be, again, a lot to process, a lot to adjust to. Absolutely. Let's see if there's any other messages that I'm getting from this. Let's see. I think that's it. Okay, let's continue onward. Okay, we have wholeness, become all that you are. And we have tolerance, sitting with it. Okay. Two things here with this wholeness card. Remember in the very beginning, you got the Lovers. And I said that could signify a soulmate, that could signify a decision that has to be made, both for some of you. But also here, the wholeness, like sort of integrating here your divine feminine and the divine masculine within you, like seeing how, because even if we look back to your other cards here, like way back, this success card kind of has like a masculine energy to it, right? Like sort of when I think of like capitalism and like how we typically define success, like it's a very masculine sort of energy of like, oh, you have to go out there and you have to work hard for it, you know, like nothing is handed to you, that kind of energy. Whereas this is a very feminine energy of like receiving, being receptive, calling in what you want, you know, this gentleness versus this like trying to exert control over something. And it feels like you're integrating both of those energies. You're integrating this strong work ethic with this receptivity to these divine gifts, these divine blessings that are headed for you. But also here, with this wholeness card and the fact that you got wellness, it feels like if you are someone who is typically quite out of balance, you know that you give 80% of your effort to your career and maybe 10% to friends and family, and then you are relegated to the bottom of your own priority list. It feels like that's ending in the month of September. It feels like you're taking much better care of yourself during the month of September. My cat's wanting in, so give me just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, so it feels like you are really taking better care of yourself, and you're probably recognizing a need to do that, especially if you are resonating with taking on too much, not giving yourself any rest time and having this blow up in your face. Like absolutely taking better care of yourself, having a more holistic approach to self-care and wellness, and just prioritizing yourself again and understanding that, you're worth it. You deserve to take care of yourself. Now, this tolerance card, sitting with it, you're going to have to sit with this energy when it happens. It's going to trigger a lot of feelings, especially feelings sort of around security, that root chakra, feeling safe, feeling secure. This is unpredictable, when this happens, like thankfully you have watched this reading pile one, but I think even still when it happens, you're probably going to feel a bit scared, you're going to feel a bit uncertain. And so Spirit is just encouraging you to sit with those feelings, process them, and then just let them go, and have trust and faith during this time that it's all working out for your highest good. But you can't avoid those feelings. You know, if they come up, they come up. Don't try to repress them. Don't try to cover them up with any sort of toxic positivity. You know, it just is what it is. You know, this is just how this is meant to come about for you. And it's for your highest good, but that doesn't mean that you're forced to say like, oh, I'm not allowed to be upset about this because it's supposed to be for my highest good. You know, no, like if you feel upset, you feel upset. Just feel it and let it go. Because you know ultimately you are protected, pile one. Okay, let's see what else we have here. We have surrender. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about that with the sitting with it card. All right, it says surrender. There's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of setting yourself free from all that doesn't serve you. I think this is what you're being set free from. It feels like Spirit is just like casually dropping a grenade in your life. It's like, it's for your highest good, bestie. But yes, surrendering here. I mean, you're golden, right? Like you are going towards the light here, and you are the light in and of itself. Like you see the yellow gold, the gold gown here. Like you are the light and you're stepping into the light. This is meant to sort of push you out of an energy that you're no longer in alignment with. Like you have elevated past this point. You don't belong here anymore. And so you're on to bigger and better things. Oh, we have a cat cameo. Gracie Poo, you can't be up here. Sorry, guys. Okay. And then we have this card that says, thrust your body, elevate your spirit, open the gates to your renewal. It feels like similar to what this card here is saying. You're reaching a point of climax in your life. Like, sorry for the cheesy analogy, but that's what it feels like. This feels like something that has been building for quite some time. I feel like some of you may have been in a very stagnant energy where nothing was changing, but you weren't happy. And you know that you have outgrown your current environment, your current circumstances, and nothing has been happening, right? Like even this little cat here, I didn't even notice him before. He looks so he looks so scared and so in awe of like what he's seeing. But anyway, yeah, so it feels like it's been building and building and building, but from the outside looking in, it looks like nothing is changing, even though the energy has been gaining momentum this entire time. And so then when it explodes, it's like this point of climax, and that point of climax is welcoming you in to this renewal, to this rebirth, because you did get fertility, right? This rebirth in your life. It's like that Selena Gomez song where it's like, I've been under self-restoration. Well, now, you know, the self-restoration period is ending and you're stepping into this energy here. You're being revived. It's a rebirth, and it's asking you to surrender because there's nothing to do except follow this new path forward. Remember when I said you were being course corrected and September represented a new path opening up to you? This is the path. We see it right here. Step into the light. Step into the energy of the Sun card in tarot, of hope and optimism. Like that is what is on the horizon for you. Pleasure, being in love with your life. That's what it is. So it's time to enter into this new phase. There's no going back because what was in your past has been effectively destroyed. Like there is no going back to that. Okay. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, I just thought I was gonna watch a little monthly reading, like what is happening? But again, it's that major arcana energy. September's a turning point for you all. We have strength and resilience. So we have some Leo energy, and we have tears of joy and sadness. Yeah, remember you guys got the tolerance card and sit with it? It's going to be bittersweet in some ways. And I think even if you are miserable in your current circumstances, it's still what you know. It's still what you're comfortable with. And uncertainty is scary, even when you're a spiritual person, even when you're really connected with your faith. Uncertainty is still scary. Change is still scary. It's okay to acknowledge that. It doesn't mean that you don't have faith in the divine. It just is sort of a natural human reaction. And that's okay. But Spirit is saying, like, even without us by your side, although trust that we are by your side here, you're still protected because you have your own inner strength. You have your heart. Follow your heart. Your heart knows where to go. That's the Leo energy. Leo rules the heart. And you're strong enough to handle all of this. And even the way she's casting her wand into the sky here, this is what you've been wanting. Like, it may not be happening in the smoothest, most easiest way, but ultimately what the outcome is what you've been wanting. You got the Nine of Cups. We're talking about wish fulfillment. So you've been calling in what you've been wanting, but you may not like how you get there, but you are going to get that wish fulfillment. So some bittersweet emotions there. And that's why you had that message too of wellness, because this is a lot, again, to process. But you are strong enough. We have Magic Fish. And we have Wild Violet. This is actually a card talking about romance. So for some of you, this is a love situation. Make sure that you, again, hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I upload the September love prediction. But yeah, this card talks about romance, and even just the way she's got her knees pulled to her ear and she's all surrounded by purple. It feels like during this time you may feel this urge to go inward with yourself, you know, pull yourself close and just sort of be very loving and mothering and nurturing to yourself this month of September, because it sort of feels like the divine is trying to hug you, you know? But it also sort of feels like this call to step into your own power, like go inward here. Purple is also the color of royalty. And so like trust in your divine guidance, but also trust in your own strength. Like it's time to step into a queen or king energy here for the month of September. It's time to start directing your own life. And even see here how he's riding this fish, and he's got his little pack here, like he's going on very clearly an adventure, right? And this card here talks about magic and manifestation. So again, this is something that you've been calling for. It's happening, but there's nowhere for you to go except down this new path. You know, there's no going back. And so it sort of feels like this energy of it's time to be in love with your life again. It's time to step forward on this new path. And it's time to release the past, let the past be the past. The past doesn't dictate your future. It doesn't dictate where you are headed. You are on a new path now. And you're finally in alignment with your correct sort of course that you're meant to be on in life. And, you know, it's just the only way is forward here. And you know that saying, the only way is through? It's like the only way is through. You got to get through this. And then after that, forward. Like there's no going back. Okay, let's see. I actually want to let's look through these mini cards first, and then we'll get your self-care messages for the month of September. I really feel like you're going to need these. Okay, we have Courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. So you got two messages here about bravery. You've got strength and resilience. You know, the strength card in tarot looks a lot like this card. And this is also Leo energy. And then you got courage. So be like the lion, you know, brave heart. Follow your heart. You know, be brave enough to go where your heart is calling you to go towards. We have Grow. All flowers must grow through dirt. Yeah, that 10 of Wands is the dirt. Like you're gonna have to go through that difficult, you know, that difficult energy. We have Hope. An idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. It feels like Spirit is saying, like, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of everything you have been wishing and hoping for. Just trust the process. Wish, oh my gosh, make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. So you have major wish fulfillment in your future, pile 1. And we have retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. That feels like the Wild Violet card to me. Like, retreat within yourself. Be gentle with yourself when you need to be, because you've got a whole new journey ahead of you, and it's going to take a lot of strength, and it's going to take a lot of faith. But, you know, during that process, still be mindful to take care of yourself, be gentle with yourself. Change is hard for everyone, even when it's welcomed, even when it leads to everything we've been wanting, it can still be a challenging, uncertain, difficult process. Okay, so let's get your self-care messages. We have connect with your womb. Now, if you don't have a womb, this could also, every time I look at this card, what I really think of is we have like the lotus flower here, again, growing through the dirt, growing through difficult circumstances, blooming where you are planted, that kind of energy. But I also think of being mindful of the moon phases. So maybe it would be helpful for you during the month of September to be mindful of like, okay, this is a full moon, okay, this is, I don't know, a waning crescent moon, you know, and just look that up. Like, what does that mean? You know, when it's a new moon, like, what kind of manifestation ritual can I do? Or like, oh, you know, sort of also that saying of, you know, the moon, just like the moon has to go through periods of emptiness to achieve fullness, so do we. I probably butchered that quote, but I think a lot of you are probably already familiar with it. But you know, we have to go through these losses or these periods of emptiness or stagnancy in order to welcome in wholeness again, fullness. And you got a message about wholeness, so you were stepping into a time in your life where you're going to feel whole and complete and content with yourself and your life. And so I think just paying attention to the phases of the moon during the month of September could also be quite helpful for you. We have aromatherapy. That one doesn't really need a lot of explanation. And then we have connect with the earth. So this could look like meditating outside, taking a walk outside. We even see the crystals here, so you can meditate with crystals outside, read a book outside, you know, take your dog for a walk if you have one. You know, just whatever gets you outside. It could even be like going to the beach if you're, you know, near water or something like that. And then your last card here, we have love. So this is your self-care wisdom card for the month, and this will end your reading. So it says, love people, love them with all your heart. Just be sure to love yourself first. So honestly, for some of you, given the fact that we had the soulmate, lovers card come out in the very beginning, all of this could be preparing you for a soulmate connection. Like if that's what you've been really wanting, you know, you're like, my love life is a disaster. Like that is what, or, you know, I'm just unhappy. Nothing's been happening in my love life for quite some time. You know, this could be what puts you on the course to call in your soulmate. Absolutely. For some of you. For others of you, this could be talking about an up-leveling in your friendships, you know, in your connections with family, things like that. But also just in general, like you got Leo energy quite a bit in your reading. And so when I think of Leo energy, I think of filling up your own cup first, because you know, in order to be in that Leo generosity that Leos are so known for, I'm like hyping us up because I'm a Leo, but in order to be a generous, giving person, you have to fill up your own cup because you can't pour from an empty cup. And so if you don't take care of yourself first, how can you be there for anyone else in your life from a genuine place, you know, without burning yourself out or secretly resenting those people? And so I think there's also going to be just this sense of coming home to yourself and feeling whole and complete within yourself. And when you're in that energy, you absolutely attract positive connections, whether they're romantic or platonic. I mean, it just sets you up for a much better relationship with other people. All right, so pile 1, this was your reading for September. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Again, hit that notification bell so you know when the love reading for September uploads. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. I would just also like to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. And yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. I hope you have the best September. Good luck to you with everything that's happening. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the very best. I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading for the month of September. Now, if you skipped the intro because you chose your group based upon the image and the thumbnail, I'll go ahead and show you your oracle message from your spirit guides for the month of September. It says, you are strong, you are resilient, you will defeat this. So we're gonna get into like what this means as we get through your reading here, but this is a message from your spirit guides to help support and encourage you. Okay, and also if you skip the intro, I will be uploading a separate love reading. I know I usually do a mini love reading at the end of these videos, but I thought I would change up the format this month and just do a whole separate love reading. So make sure you hit the notification bell and that you are subscribed so you know when that comes up. Okay. Let's get into your tarot now. For your group, I chose the Faerie Tarot deck. I'm not sure like what the exact name is. I think it's Mystic Faerie Tarot, but I'll put it in the description box for you all. I chose this deck, I was drawn to it for your group because it sort of feels like, and your gender doesn't matter, but it feels like there's this call for you to step into, not even step into it. There's this call for you to recognize your own queen energy because you're already in the energy of being a queen, of being this sort of ultimate divine feminine figure, but I don't think you recognize your own power and your own strength. And again, your gender doesn't matter, but that's just why I was drawn to the Faerie deck for you. But let's get into your tarot cards. We have 2 of Swords, we have the World, we have 10 of Wands, we have King of Cups, we have Ace of Swords, and we have Queen of Swords. You are like in this energy of the Queen of Swords, absolutely. Like it feels like you really are someone who's quite pragmatic, you have good discernment, you make good choices, you have good judgment, you value honesty and justice and truthfulness, but also there's this softness to you. This Queen of Swords is quite interesting. You know, typically the Queen of Swords holds a sword, but here you see she's holding a harp. And so it feels more like for you in the month of September, you're being called to sort of answer a song. And I know that sounds a bit odd, but it's sort of like typically like you are very good at making decisions, right? Like with the 2 of Swords and the Ace of Swords together, you are very good at making sound, logical decisions. Absolutely. Like it's not hard for you to pick a sword out of the 2 of Swords. It's easy for you to make you know, decisions, like you trust your own judgment. But it feels like what you're going towards, that's not really going to work. Like your old method, your old way of doing things isn't working out for you. And so I think that there's going to be some sort of dilemma, some sort of event that happens that feels quite overwhelming to you, and this could already be a thing in your life and maybe you've been avoiding it, which isn't like you. And with the 10 of Wands here, you're overwhelmed trying to deal with it on your own. It's sort of like maybe even for some of you, you're halfway through it, like you've caught the dragon, but now you don't know what to do with the dragon. And so you're wanting some sort of conclusion here. You're wanting to see a favorable outcome with the World card, but you're sort of at a loss. Because again, like your old way of doing things isn't panning out for you. And so you have to try something different. And so I think that's where this King of Cups comes in. And let's actually get some clarifiers for him. I'm going to use the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Spirit, can we clarify this King of Cups? I think this divine masculine figure who's going to come into your life, and this may already be someone in your life, but I think they're going to help you connect to your emotions, connect to your feelings, and make a decision based upon, again, like the song of your heart and not what your mind is telling you. Because your rational, logical mind, while it has never failed you before, is not working out for this particular dilemma. What is this King of Cups helping with, please, Spirit? How is this King of Cups involved in Pile 2's life? Pile 2, please, Spirit. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. There's a lot of energy happening in September because Pile 1 was a wild story, and you're kind of coming out with it too. 2 major Arcana cards, quite significant. So this King of Cups may come into your life unexpectedly. This could also be representing maybe not necessarily a person in your life, could just be an idea, something you read about, something that sparks you into this energy, although for most of you this is going to be an actual person, and it could be someone you were destined to meet. Or even this 10 of Wands could be something that was fated to happen. So there's some sort of element here of divine timing, of a fated event or a fated connection meant to come in and meant to change you. Well, not change you, but change your way of doing things to help you get out of this 10 of Wands. The 7 of Swords. I wonder if there's something that, okay, you know how someone could deceive you because on paper, everything looks absolutely great, right? Like on paper, they're doing everything right. There's nothing that they're saying, there's nothing that they're doing that would make you suspicious or distrustful. Anyone who's been cheated on before, you probably know where I'm going with this example. But, you know, on paper, they just seem perfect, right? There's nothing there to justify why you have a queasy feeling in your stomach, you know, like something feels off about them. And that's your intuition, that's your heart trying to protect you, and that spirit nudging you to see something about this isn't what it seems, and this person is deceiving you. So something about this situation, whether it's a situation or a person, a relationship, it's going to vary, it's a general reading, but there's something here that is dishonest, is an illusion, isn't what it seems, and logically, if you look at it, there's no evidence to point towards this. And so you need to listen to your heart, you need to listen to your intuition, because it's trying to show you that you can't make a decision based upon the evidence in front of you like you typically would, because you're being lied to, you're being deceived. And you know, that's why people end up going through their partner's phones and going through their computers, because they're seeking this evidence to prove what they already know in their heart and their gut, right? Like, I always tell people sometimes it's better to look crazy than to look stupid. Like, people may think you're crazy. I think that's a Beyonce lyric. Like, I swear that's a Beyonce song. I'm gonna look that up. I think that's in the song Hold Up. I swear that's a Beyonce song. But yeah, so it's kind of like you don't want to look crazy, but Spirit is saying go ahead and look crazy, because if you don't do anything about this, you're going to end up looking like a fool, because you're being taken for a ride. There's something about this that's fishy. You know, that's not quite right. And I think it's going to come in quite suddenly, like either this is happening quite suddenly, or that sort of realization, you know, it's being uncovered quite suddenly to you. You know how, okay, 6 of Pentacles here, yeah. What it feels like is this King of Cups. I think, again, for a lot of you, it's an actual person. Maybe you meet them unexpectedly, or there's something fated about the conversation that they have with you, the advice they give you, but they say something to you, and it may not even be directly about this. You may not even be talking to them about this, but maybe they say something because they have a very different perspective than you. It's a divine masculine perspective, and it's an emotional spiritual perspective, whereas you're in this divine feminine logical, rational kind of perspective. So they say something to you that sparks this aha moment, and it's sort of like a flash, like you're like, oh my God, I didn't even think of it like that. Everything is clear to me now, you know? And this is what they're offering you. They're giving you the truth. They're unveiling what has been an illusion for you, what has been hidden from you, the way that you've been lied to. Again, this could be a person, a situation, but they're shedding light on it. And so no more. Like, you're not going to be dealing with this any longer. You're going to have a favorable outcome with the world, and you're strong enough to handle it. And it's gonna hurt, right? The Seven of Swords is it's an awful energy, right? Like, this is lies, this is deception, this is someone stealing something from you. Like, it's not pleasant. But you're getting the advice that you need. And it's working out in your favor. So don't be stressed about it. Like, you got this. You got this. And for some of you, it's been a long time coming. For others of you, this is a completely new situation. But just take what resonates. This is so different than what is happening in September, because it feels like there's a reckoning in September for both you and pile one. Okay, these two cards are representing the overall energy, the overall themes in your life in the month of September. We have friendship, bring to me friendship true, sharing laughter, understanding too. For some of you, this King of Cups is a new friend. It's a new friend that's coming in. And, you know, for some of you, maybe you're watching this and you're like, I don't feel like I'm the Queen of Swords at all. I feel like I'm the King of Cups. Maybe you are this King of Cups for a few of you, and you are the one giving the Queen of Swords this advice. So you can flip everything I just said, but I just feel like for the majority of you, you're that Queen of Swords. Okay, and we have health. Mother Earth, sweet Mother Earth bright, bring to me your health and might. I like to see this health card here because that 10 of Wands is so stressful, and you know, stress is so detrimental to our health. And so kind of, again, similar to pile one, feels like you're being called to take care of your health, you know, during this time, because this is such a difficult, stressful situation. Prioritize your health, you know, don't neglect your health in all of this, especially if you're having a lot of anxiety. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have Starry Canyon, look for the light in the dark, optimism, hope, and inspiration. And we have Puppet Show Stage, acts can't go on forever, manipulation, falseness, and control. That's that Seven of Swords. That's that Seven of Swords all day long. Someone has been putting on a show. There's something in your life that's not true, something that's false. For some of you, and this could be just a few of you, you've been putting on that act and you're exhausted. There's something in your life where you're not being honest about it, and you know, you've been hiding and repressing your emotions about it, and you need to just come forward and say how you feel. And that King of Cups is helping you do that, because you can't keep this up. It's exhausting. Again, that's not for all of you, so just take what resonates. Now with this Starry Canyon, look for the light in the dark. Spirit just wants you to know, like, there is an end game here. Like, you will get through this. Like, this is the message. Like, you will get through this. There is light at the end of this tunnel. So look to the stars and keep your feet in the water. Like, be in that energy of blue. There was this like personality color test that they did in grad school. It's like blue, orange, green, and gold. You can look it up, but the blue personality was very mystical, very spiritual, artistic, creative. Like, that's kind of the King of Cups energy. So it's calling you to be in that energy of the King of Cups. Like, you know, listen to this person. I'm sorry, someone was waving at me outside. Listen to this person and sort of, you know, learn from them, because you got the friendship card. So it feels like this is a friend in your life, and, you know, learn from them. Absolutely. Adopt that sort of energy. Be gentle with yourself. Be brave enough to dream, but also brave enough to sit with your current emotions, as unpleasant as they may be. So yeah, maybe look up the blue personality type. That might be helpful for you. Okay. We have vanity. It's all about meow. That's so cute. And we have frisky, time to play. How different is that energy? So I think what we've been talking about maybe is what is going on in the beginning of the month. And as you progress and you get out of that 10 of Wands, maybe you speak your truth, or you uncover someone else's lies and you get away from them, or you see a situation for what it is and you realize what you were saying was just a puppet show, it wasn't real. You're gonna feel so much lighter, and you're like, okay, now it's all about me, I'm taking care of me, I'm prioritizing me and my health and my wellness, and it's time to play and have fun. Like, this is my time now. Like, you're just feeling so much lighter. Like, once this situation clears and you have that positive outcome, it's like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You can live in your truth and you can trust the people around you. Like, you just feel better. You just feel better. We have connect with Gaia, and we have seasonal harvest. So getting out into nature could be very helpful for you during this time. Get grounded, get out of your head, especially if you are resonating with that Queen of Swords energy. She is in her head a lot, so getting out in nature can be really restorative, make you feel better. With seasonal harvest too, it also makes me think that if you've been hard at work on something, with that 10 of Wands, you will be seeing something come of it. Like, if this is something that's been overwhelming and you've been trying to wrestle with it and you feel like you've hit a roadblock and you feel like all is lost, there is some abundance coming in for you. Like, there is that favorable outcome. And so whether it's cutting off a person, leaving behind a situation, or getting some help on a project, or speaking your truth, like whatever it is, that thing, that event, that circumstance, that relationship, being freed from that is opening you up to all of this abundance that maybe was blocked off before because you had to clear out that other energy, you had to make space for it. And so trust that, especially if you start to prioritize yourself and you start to devote time to things that are important to you, that are enjoyable to you, you start living in your truth, that's going to allow you to find this abundance. And I think also with seasonal harvest, we all go through difficult seasons, right? Like, spring is a time for renewal and rebirth. Fall is a time for letting go. If you think about September, like in September, we have the end of summer and the beginning of fall, depending upon where you live, mind you. But for the sake of this reading, let's go without analogy. So it seems like you are letting go of something, that 10 of Wands, whatever it is, you're letting it go. And because you're letting it go, you're clearing the space for renewal to come in. So spring is going to be there. You just have to hold out. You have to hold out for when spring comes again. Understand there's different phases of life. And right now, you're going to be entering into a phase of letting something go. But what you're getting out of that is going to be this harvest, this abundance. So just trust. And that could be also this connect with Gaia. Like, if we read these two cards together here, understand that connection to Mother Earth. Just as she goes through seasons, so do you. So what season are you in your life right now? Pile 2, that's the question. Okay. We have honey. The sweetness of you swells and the grace of your pulse, oh so beautifully lethal. This to me really, really feels like, you see that third eye? You see the fire in her eyes, the melting honey, the flowers growing around her, the moon, the intuition, the divine feminine. Like, if there is someone that is lying to you, putting up a facade, putting up that puppet show, lying to you, or even if you've had to repress your own truth for your own safety, you couldn't be truthful about something, whichever way it is, someone better watch out. Because when the truth comes out, whether it's your truth or someone else's truth, someone better back up, because it feels like you've been wronged in some way. Pile 2, you have been wronged. And it's time for people to get their just desserts, or the situation. Like, it's time for justice to prevail, because, people better watch out. Like, if people have thought that they could, or a person, or it's just a general situation, if it's a whole work environment type of deal, like, there's something here where you were mistreated, you weren't able to speak your truth, or other people were lying to you, deceiving you. They need to back up, because you are in your power and you see them for who they are. And so there's no hiding it. Someone told me today, I wish I had it with me. What did they say to me? They said, break my enemies' teeth so I know them when they smile, or something like that. It went. Someone told me that today at work. Yeah, there's something there about the truth being revealed and it setting you free. And people need to, and not to say that you're going to be in a revengeful, spiteful attitude. It's not that. It's that you're stepping into your power. And so no one can touch you again. People who maybe thought they could, pull a fast one on you are finding out very quickly, oh, that's not the case. Goddess, yes, your cup overfloweth. It says, Goddess, make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. Who do you believe you are? That goes back to your very first message, where I said, I chose the Faerie deck because I didn't feel like you were recognizing your own divinity. You weren't recognizing your own queen or king energy. You weren't seeing it. Really, your queen energy. You weren't seeing the power in your divine feminine. You weren't seeing the power in your intuition and your emotions, what they can tell you. And now you are, and you're filling up your own cup, and your cup overfloweth. I mean, you are just in such a point of empowerment. And this connect with Gaia, Mother Nature is the ultimate divine feminine. That's the energy that you were stepping into. Like, you understand your place in this world. You understand like how you relate in terms of the seasons, in terms of the stages you're at in your life. Like, you just flow like water. Like, you're grounded and you're rooted, but you flow like water. Like, you've mastered it. You've mastered the dance. And we have earth worship. Oh my gosh. Until my body is in your arms, I will worship you, dear mother of mine. Yes. Like, it feels like earth mother goddess, energy here. Like, if you've been putting off doing things like meditating or connecting with crystals, or, these sort of mystical things, maybe you wanted to try spell work, maybe you wanted to try your hand at manifestation, maybe you've been wanting to get out more into nature, but you've been cooped up a lot. Maybe you've just been feeling like so in your head and so out of your body, so disconnected. You're coming back home, and you're being welcomed back home with open arms. I'm sure some of you have some divine feminine spirit guides, just some powerful, could be like Mother Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe. Like, she could be like watching over you. There's something there about this like divine feminine energy. Again, maybe Mother Gaia herself coming in and enveloping you with her love and wanting you to know that you are held and you are carried and you are safe and you are protected. You're in such alignment with that divine feminine energy. And when you're in alignment with that, you are in the energy of receiving. So similar to pile 1, you're in the energy of receiving. At the end of all this, You're done trying to control and wrestle and wrangle the situation with the Ten of Wands on your own, and you are open to receiving help, open to receiving guidance, open to your own goddess, queen energy pile too. I love it. Okay. Man, so many cards. You got extras. We have Trillium. Oh, I love this card. This card is all about self-care. Taking care of yourself, prioritizing yourself, appreciating your own beauty, getting in alignment with your heart chakra, all that good stuff. Too many dragons. Yes. 10 of Wands. Like you're doing too much, trying to do too much on your own. Too much on your own. And Spirit is like, well, if you're not going to work with us, we're going to send you a friend to help you out. Moon Dragon. So much like feminine symbolism in your reading. Trust the unknown. Trust the uncertainty. Follow your intuition. Follow the light of the moon. Follow the light of the moon, because that's all there is. Gift revealed. Gift revealed. It kind of is sort of like poetic justice, because if someone is hiding something from you, if someone is lying to you about something, keeping a secret, putting up a puppet show, putting up a false facade, but then you get some sort of faded connection in your life, some new person comes in, or you reconnect with someone, and they are hiding something from you too, but it's a gift, it's something positive. Now the scales are balanced. Because remember, he was also clarified by the I think it was the Six of Pentacles. So that is really cool. The other way I could interpret this is that, you know that saying by, I think it was Maya Angelou, she said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So you showing me the truth of who you are, that's a gift. Because I'm not listening to who you're saying you are anymore. You've shown me who you are. I accept this gift. Thank you for the tip. Someone's going to show you who they are. That puppet show can't go on forever. The truth will be revealed. And that in and of itself could also be a gift. Could also be a blessing. Because I'm not going to waste any more time, energy, or effort into you. So apply that as it resonates. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We've got Wisdom. Inner wisdom nurtures the skills necessary to see through all possibilities. I told you, you're wising up. You're wising up. Like, imagine being in the Queen of Swords energy. And you have great discernment. You're so smart, so intelligent, so capable, so competent, right? But then you also start to embody that softer side of femininity, that energy of receiving, trusting your intuition, being emotionally intelligent. Well, now you're unstoppable, right? That's like the full package. You're getting wiser. We have Love. Love, a steadfast embrace of the heart, flows through and from you at all times, for all time. It feels like in the Romance Angels Oracle deck, it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And there's another one that says enjoy this moment fully. You know, like be present. That's how you attract, you know, love or whatever. That's what this is making me think of, because you're in this energy of divine femininity. So if you're wanting to receive love in the form of a soulmate or a new romantic partner, a future spouse, whatever, this would be calling that in via self-love, self-respect, you know, being just in the energy of receptivity and enjoying your life. And that could be the gift that's going to be revealed to you. But the name of the game here is self-love, absolutely. But again, that's calling in even more abundance, because you're worth it. You deserve it. You are a queen. Again, just talking about energy. And we have Inspiration. An inspired mind is willing to reach beyond limitations. I think you're going to be quite inspired by everything that transpires, because you're going to start to understand that you're carried in this life. You are protected in this life. And how freeing is that going to be? To know that this isn't all of yours to carry. You know, to not have that anxiety, to not have that stuck in your head overthinking energy anymore, questioning things, like being able to just fall back and trust your intuition when you need to know that you're protected from people who try to pull a fast one on you. You're going to feel so much better, so much lighter, and inspired by your life, because the world is at your fingertips. The crown is on top of the world here. Victory is yours. You are a queen in the month of September. Own it. Own it. Okay. We have hidden depths. You only see the surface, look beyond. Something is being hidden from you. Again, like something in the shadows. Not to freak you out, but there's something there. I think also with hidden depths, though, understanding again your own power, like what you're truly capable of, seeing your own strength. Discover. You are discovering something that's hidden, okay? We have discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. Self-care, tend to your garden. So you've gotten 2 messages now about self-care. We have grounded, second message about grounded, because you got connect with Mother Gaia. It says keep to your roots and stand taller than the trees. Keep to your roots, stay true to yourself, and you will stand taller than everyone else around you, especially those in that lower vibrational energy, those who are lying to you, deceiving you in some way. And we have uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. Yes. Uncertainty. We had that in the very beginning. You weren't sure about how to make a decision, and you're someone who usually makes very good decisions. But your logical, rational mind was failing you, and you were uncertain about what to do, and that's because something is hidden from you, and you have to discover it, you have to uncover it, but you will with the help of this King of Cups. Okay, so now we will get your self-care messages for the month of September. So let's start with these. We have flow like water. I swear to you, I said that at some point in your reading. That's that divine feminine energy. Just go with the flow. What comes, comes. Whoever wants to leave can leave. Like, just go with the flow, roll with the punches, and take care of yourself. You know, like you are strong, you are resilient, you will defeat this. Make an altar. I love that. Alone time. And it's interesting, you got friendship and alone time, so I think there will be a nice balance in the month of September. Connect with your ancestors. So you can do this by writing them a letter, you could meditate, you could just pray to them and ask them for guidance. There could be an issue with a family member going on here, or maybe you're meant to clear out some sort of generational, like karma, some sort of, lesson that has to be learned. Just take whatever resonates. Yes, okay. So now we will end the reading with your self-care wisdom card, and we have abundance. Being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have is the secret to creating more abundance. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. So I know this is talking about money and finances, but I think you could apply this to any area of your life, because it's about trusting yourself. Like, do you trust yourself to handle the gifts that the universe is wanting to bring you in, whatever that is? Like, do you trust yourself to be in a healthy, happy, romantic partnership? Do you trust yourself to have a beautiful home, a successful career? Like, how much trust and faith do you have in your own competency? Because you're the Queen of Swords. You're very competent, very capable, very smart, but you have to see that for yourself. Okay, so pile 1. Pile 2. You had some overlap with pile 1. Pile 2. this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to simply watch the ads. I would like to express so much gratitude towards everyone who's been supporting the channel thus far. And like I said before, make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so that you can see when I upload the September love prediction. And yeah, and let me know also how you feel about it being split up. Honestly, I just had 2 cute thumbnails and I couldn't choose between them, and that's part of what motivated my decision to split them up. But anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Best of luck to you in the month of September, and I am in awe of your energy pile too. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Take care of yourself. Have a great day. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So for those of you who skipped the intro, I am going to be uploading a separate love prediction. So make sure you have the notification bell turned on and you are subscribed so you will see when the September love reading posts. Also for those of you who skipped the intro, your message from your spirit guides for the month of September was every time you thought life would defeat you, you were wrong. So just remember, you have been through difficult circumstances before and you always come out on top. So what is going on in the month of September? We have the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. So quite a lot going on. You are the first group to not get any major arcana, so I don't think that your life is going to be influenced by as many major changes as Pile 1 and Pile 2, but it does feel like a very busy month in terms of your day-to-day life. And I chose the Circus deck for you all. I didn't use this deck with the other 2 groups, but I chose this deck for you all because even before I started pulling cards, I had this sort of feeling with Pile 3 that there was something about you all kind of stepping into this energy of wanting to be a leader in your own life, wanting to be sort of in the driver's seat and not feel like you're sort of a victim of circumstance. And so when I was thinking about that energy, I thought, oh, the Circus deck would be perfect for this because if you think of a ringmaster, they are controlling the circus. They are controlling the show that everyone else is watching, right? And so you're not being a passive observer anymore. You're like actively deciding the direction of your own life. So that was sort of like the metaphor that I was going for in choosing this deck. But there's a lot going on in terms of your career and your finances and your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day behaviors. So in the month of September, this could be an energy that's carrying over from the month of August. For some of you, for others of you though, you were stepping into this energy in the month of August, in the month of September, at really looking at your life with a critical eye and saying, how can I work harder? How can I collaborate with others? How can I delegate where I need to delegate certain things? How can I take on more responsibilities to get to this 10 of Pentacles? And you're going at it full force with your whole heart with the Ace of Cups. There's some big goal. There's something that you're wanting to achieve here. And you are starting out with so much passion and creativity and a willingness to do what it takes to get there. Whether it's on your own, working hard, trying to become an expert, trying to become more knowledgeable, whether it's working with other people, learning from other people. You can work with a mentor in real life, or you can find inspiration online, virtually. How did other people do this? How did they achieve this? Maybe you're doing research, but you're putting your full heart, your full passion into this because you're wanting financial stability here. You're wanting some financial security. You're wanting to see sort of the results of this goal manifest in your actual physical world here, your day-to-day life. And this is a big wish. This is something you've been dreaming and hoping for some time. And with this 10 of Pentacles here, you see this person hard at work, right? But then there's the ringmaster, and this person here is sort of watching from behind the scenes. And so it feels like they are trying to like figure this out, right? Like, how does this person do it? And they're trying to say, like, this is kind of the energy here in the context of your reading. This feels like you have put on this costume, right? You're trying to be the ringmaster, but you've never been the leader before, right? You've never felt like you were really in the driver's seat of your own life, right? And so you're watching someone else do it from the shadows because you want to find out, how do they do this? And if you need help from someone else, you're fine with that too. But you just want to know, like, how is this cake made? Because I want to have my cake and eat it too. Like, you're like, I can make my own cake. I'm willing to do the work, but show me how it's done. And so maybe you're a little bit shy or a little bit hesitant about asking directly, or again, like maybe it's online, watching videos, trying to figure it out. Maybe you're on YouTube looking stuff up, but this could be a lot of different things. Like, this could be you trying to get into a healthier lifestyle, and you're like, how do I achieve like a physical glow up? How do I achieve like a real like healthy overhaul of my life? Like, how do I do that? How do I live a life where I'm being healthy, I'm being fit, I'm eating right? How do I do that? And so, for some of you, it's that. For others of you, like maybe you have this big dream and you're like, I've always wanted to, start a band. And so you're like, how do other people do this? How do they go about doing that? And maybe it's something creative that you've always wanted to do, and you're like, how do I do this? How does it happen? And so whatever big wish, whatever big dream that you've been wanting, that you would feel quite passionate about, that you would put your full heart, your full effort, your full passion into it, that's what this is talking about in the month of September. So, it's like full force. Like, I don't think you've ever tried the way you're going to be trying to do this, to pull it off in the month of September. And it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, but just remember everything else you've achieved in your life, because you have achieved stuff. Like, you have gone through difficult circumstances, so you are going to be able to rise to this challenge. Absolutely. Okay, let's get into your oracle. I'll just go ahead and grab all of them, actually. We have broken elevator, your shadows are showing themselves, shadow self, fears, negative thoughts, am I good enough? And we have lotus room, take up space, growth, expansion, and awakening. I love that these two cards came out together for you, pile 3, because right here, am I good enough? If there was anything holding you back from this, it would be that. It would be your shadow coming forth and saying, should we be putting this much time and effort into it? Like, what if we're just wasting our time? Like, there's no way we could write a novel. There's no way we could complete a screenplay. There's no way that we could get healthy and, we've never worked out before. We couldn't keep up an exercise regimen. We don't even know how to put on makeup. How are we going to start a beauty channel? It's whatever you've been wanting to do, your shadow is trying to protect you. Your ego is trying to protect you from disappointment. But Spirit is saying, believe in yourself. It's time to grow. It's time to awaken to your soul's purpose. It's time to awaken to what you're capable of. Even in this card here, the way she's looking out the window with the dog, this image in the background is representing another card in this deck. And actually, I'm going to pause the reading so I can get that card for you. All right, sorry about that, pile 3. I just wanted to show you this. So they're looking out the window here. In the lotus room, lotuses grow through mud. They grow through difficult circumstances, right? Like it shouldn't be ideal to be growing in mud, right? But they do, they grow anyway, and they're beautiful. And you can see here, they're watching this. This card says, it was all a dream, afterlife. Where are we going now? Transition, transformation, rebirth. What you've been isn't what you will be. Always. Like, you're meant to grow. You're meant to transform. That's why the death card in tarot doesn't always signify a literal death. You know, it's rebirth. It's transformation. It's healing. It's Scorpio energy. And so this is what you're going through. You're aligning with what you were always meant to do, and your dreams are calling you to answer that. What have you been dreaming about doing? What's your dream, pile 3? Because you're meant to transform. You're meant to go through this transition. It's a rebirth time for you. And so whatever you've been wanting to do, trust that you can do it. Don't just watch other people succeed. You can do this too. You can transform too. Whatever it is that you're wanting, and it could be multiple things, but don't listen to your ego. You know, don't listen to your shadow. Your fears, your negative thoughts. You can be scared and still do it anyway. And that's what you kind of need to do in the month of September. And really, I think that you will. I think you just need a little bit of encouragement here, or even just a green light from the universe, like, yes, go for it, do it. Okay, these 2 cards are representing the overall themes in your life in the month of September. We have strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, and power. And we have creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. Yeah, for a lot of you, this is a creative project. Absolutely, like this is a creative project, something you've been wanting to do for quite a long time. For others of you too, if you're resonating with like a physical glow up kind of message, you know, you could be like creatively reinventing yourself. Like, you know, maybe you want to completely change your style, but you don't know anything about clothes or fashion or anything. So maybe you're like researching different aesthetics and like different stores and stuff like that and watching videos online. You know, it could be that too. It could be creatively finding a way to express yourself that resonates more with you and feels more like your authentic self. So I could see it being both of those things. So yes, just take whatever resonates. I'm just throwing out examples here. Also with strength here, endurance, stamina, it may be difficult. It may take some time. There may be a couple challenges, barriers, setbacks, you know, things that happen that discourage you. Keep going, especially if it's a creative project, like you're trying to make something. The creative process is difficult, right? Like there's so much in there that our egos get tied up in it, and we're scared of failure, and we're scared of other people judging us, and we're scared that we're wasting our time and that we're not good enough, and that, you know, we don't have any talent and we're just fooling ourselves, and, you know, this is going to be so embarrassing. It's going to turn out terribly. I won't ever show this to anyone, you know, and we say we're just doing it for ourselves, but really in the back of our mind, we're like, could we, like, you know, make this a career someday, you know? Like there's so much ego tied up in it, and it's because our shadow is scared and trying to protect us. And so, you know, Spirit is just saying, like, you are strong enough to handle this. Like, just keep going, keep doing it. We have speak your mind, and we have plant the seeds. Start, just start. Like you won't necessarily complete this in the month of September. You know, I sort of expect likely, you know, September's just the start. But just go ahead and get started, you know? Like the sooner you start, the sooner you can harvest this garden. So, you know, you're not going to be sitting around saying, man, I really regret, you know, starting to write that screenplay last week. Like, no, you're going to be happy and thankful to your past self that you started, that you were brave enough to start. Have the courage to just start and keep at it, even when you are plagued by self-doubt. Just keep going and trust that eventually you will be able to harvest these seeds. And in terms of speaking your truth here, I think this is speaking to, I think this is speaking to people who are wanting to do a creative project of some sort. Express your truth and the authenticity of who you are. Don't try to replicate someone else's success or what someone else is doing. Just speak your truth, stay authentic to you, and your creativity will shine outward. Your project will be successful if you just speak your truth, if you just stay true to yourself and what authentically feels right to you during the creative process. We have comfort, take it and give it. And we have focus, eyes on the prize. Okay, a nice balance here, like hard work, but also being gentle with yourself. You know, taking a break when you need to, finding comfort and support in other people. And you may just need to, because I know we say like, there's sort of this message going around of, you know, stay quiet about your dreams and then surprise them all when you've achieved your goals, or, you know, don't tell anyone your dreams because they'll just put you down and make you feel like you're not good enough, you know, and try to give you practical advice and tell you nothing's ever going to come of it. And yeah, some people are like that, but if you have good people in your life that you know will be supportive and understanding and aren't so practical to the point to where they don't believe that people's dreams can come true. You know, like if you have someone in your life who you genuinely trust, who will be a supporter to you during this process, even if it's just a pet, you know, like, you know, your fur baby, go ahead and take comfort where you can, you know, find support where you can. Find like-minded people or a mentor or someone else who is doing the same thing as you and lean on them for support during this process. You know, and give support back, especially if you were meeting with other people who are trying to do what you are trying to do. You know, you could be supportive of one another as you go about achieving this goal. And eyes on the prize, focus, I feel like that needs very little explanation. So let's get into the rest of your oracle here. We have indulgence. You are worth every desire, every dream. Demand what is yours, demand what you need. Don't feel like you are asking for too much. If this is your dream and this is what you really want to do, or if we're talking about multiple dreams here, for some of you, like we may be talking about more than one goal, you are worthy, you are good enough for your dream life. There's a reason why you have that dream. There's a reason why you were being called to that thing. So, like, claim it as yours. Claim it. Claim it in the comments right now. Like, what is your dream? What do you want? What do you want, pile 3? Because you are good enough. We have hand fastings. The poles pulse through all that I am. No hidden form is left untouched. I am willing, I am risking, for I yearn for unity spilled lustrously upon my lips. Hand fasting talks about commitment. So in the context of your reading here, indulge yourself in fantasy and your dreams. Indulge yourself. You know, bask in the vision, hold your vision, and then commit to taking action and stay true to it. And be willing and be risking. You got, I think in the very beginning, the Page of Wands. Be willing to risk it. You know, have that energy of youth where you think that you can do and be and achieve anything. Step into that energy. You know, be young, be in the energy of being young enough and dumb enough to believe that you can succeed, right? Like, do that. Do that because you will. If you just stay committed and believe that you are worthy of this and good enough for this and that you have what it takes, you got it. You got it in the bag, pile 3. We have whispers of spring. And we have painting poppies. Have fun, be playful. Find your moments where you can just have fun with it. You know, explore your creativity. You know, have a lighthearted approach to it where you can. It's not always going to be easy, but enjoy the process of creating. It doesn't have to be miserable. I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I haven't read any of her other books, but that one, super good. Definitely recommend it. And then Whispers of Spring here. I really like this card because it's telling us whispers. Like, it's sort of like the divine spirit has been whispering to you, your higher self has been whispering to you, telling you like, hey, remember your dream, remember your passion, remember what you really want to do, remember your truest heart's desire, remember that thing? Maybe you should try it, maybe you should go for it. And as you start to try it out in September, as you start to go towards that, sorry, my cat's scratching on her thing. As you go towards that, you're going to hear the whispers of your success. Like you're going to, if you're writing a book, for example, like you're going to write something and it's going to be like whispering to you like, oh man, that line was really, really good. Like you did a great job. And it's sort of like then you can start to indulge a little bit in the fantasy of you becoming like a best-selling author, right? Something like that. Like maybe you're writing a song, you know, you're playing something on your guitar and you have this whisper and you're like, man, that was really good. I bet people would love that. Like you're being sort of encouraged by spirit even as you're creating. Some little voice in the back of your head is going to say, damn, that was good. You know, and it's going to encourage you to keep going. So there is whispers, right? Because spring is a time for abundance. Things are blooming, things are growing. So that's, your success is assured. You just have to commit to it and believe you're good enough to achieve it. We have motivation. Motivation kindles the passion and energy needed and working towards your goals. That's as straightforward as it gets. Stay motivated. And we have communication. Effective communication builds a deep bond grounded in common trust and understanding. For your reading, I really feel like this is talking about the way that you talk to yourself during this process. Like, are you engaging in negative self-talk, self-limiting beliefs, or are you hyping yourself up and saying, I can do this, I got this? You know, even if you don't believe it, keep talking yourself into it. Like I said, you can do it even when you're scared. And also this just could be like confirmation for those of you who are wanting to do maybe something creative involving writing. This could be confirmation that like, yes, you are meant to do this. All right, so, oh, I skipped your mini messages. Let's get these next. We have forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. That thorn could be your own self-doubt, your shadow, your ego. It could be someone in your life telling you like, you know, you're not good enough, you can't do this, that's impractical. Just keep going. Don't be bothered by it. We have renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. You can decide to do something different. Like you can decide, like say you're an accountant and you really are just not into it, you know, like you're not passionate about it, it's a job, it's a paycheck, but you've always wanted to be a musician. You can start towards that. It doesn't say like you have to go and quit your job that pays the bills, not saying that, but you can still go towards your dreams. It's about being motivated and carving out the time and the space to do that and believing that you're good enough and that you can achieve it. So you don't always have to stay on the same path. You don't always have to do the same thing. You can change. You can grow. We have relax, delight in powdered gold sunshine. So still take breaks when you need to in the month of September. Don't burn yourself out. We have forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Forgive yourself for not doing this sooner, because I kind of get this energy that once you get into this, you're going to really regret that you didn't do this years ago or months ago, you know, however long you've been holding off on this. Just be kind to yourself, you know, just trust that you're doing everything in perfect divine timing. It's all right. You know, you can't go back and change the past, and it's not going to help you to beat yourself up. We have retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. So during the creative process, like if you do get blocked or if you do get discouraged when you're trying to achieve this goal, take some time out and rest. And when you come back, you're going to feel so rejuvenated and ready, rather than if you had tried to push through and make yourself miserable. That's how you burn out, and that's how you give up and you quit, right? So take your breaks as you need to. Don't feel guilty about it. Just take it, accept it, and that's going to let the creativity flow a lot more easily than if you just make yourself miserable. Because it's not saying, if you take a break, that's not saying you're not motivated. It's actually quite smart to do that, because then you return to your work at 100% instead of trying to push through all day long at 40%, for example. Okay, and then we have share. The busy bee should still make time for each flower. So even though you're going to be hard at work on this dream, on this goal, or several goals for some of you, still balance that out with other areas of your life. You can't let everything fall to the wayside, right? It's going to take as long as it takes for you to achieve this goal. You can't completely neglect your self-care or neglect the people that you love in your life. You can't neglect your fur baby, your pet, like whatever the case may be, your housework. You have to give time to the other areas of your life as well. Also, for those of you doing something that involves collaboration, share with other people, delegate to other people when you need to. All right, let's get your self-care messages for the month of September. So we have sing, so have some fun. Some of you could also be doing something in relation to music. We have clear your energy field. So you can do this in a lot of different ways. Here it looks like she's sort of saging her area. But yeah, you can do this in a lot of different ways. You can work with crystals if you want to. You can meditate. You can get out into nature. Whatever resonates with you. You could even journal if that feels better for you. Just be protective of your energy. And we have ground yourself. Absolutely. I really feel like getting out into nature is always inspiring, especially when you're trying to do something creative. So maybe meditating outside or working with crystals outside could be helpful, or just taking a walk out in nature. Yeah, anything like that. Oh, and then we have energy again. I just noticed that. That's cute. So this is your self-care wisdom card for the month of September. We have stop trying to please everyone. Everyone is a whole lot of people. Protect your energy. So maybe this thing that you're trying to do, a lot of people are going to have many opinions about it. Or if you're creating something, so let's go back to that book example or screenplay, whatever it was. If you're writing something, maybe you're overly concerned with your audience and you're like, how is this going to be perceived? Or like, oh, this won't resonate with this demographic. Or, oh, if I make this character this way, other people aren't going to like this. You're not going to be able to appeal to everyone. It's like that saying, I think it's Dita Von Teese who says, like, you can be the juiciest peach in the world and there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like peaches, okay? So you could write the perfect screenplay. It could be flawless and someone would still be like, I don't like that. That's just how it is. There are books that I adore, that I love, that I think are incredible, and other people don't like them. And then other books I read that have been so hyped up, and I'm completely disappointed. Like, everyone's a critic, right? Like, not everything is going to resonate with everyone. So write something, create something that is authentic to you, or express yourself in a way, if you were resonating with the whole style, physical glow up kind of thing, create a version of yourself that is authentic to you, that is in alignment with your higher self, not to appeal to or please everyone, because you are setting yourself up for failure if you try to do that. So just apply this how it resonates to whatever your dream or your goals are, but you got to make yourself happy. Like, otherwise, what's the point of even doing any of this? So pile 3, this was your reading. for the month of September. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider liking, commenting, and sharing and subscribing. Hit the notification bell again so you know when I upload the September love reading. I would like to say a huge thank you and express so much gratitude towards everyone who's been supporting the channel. I'm wishing you all the very best in the month of September, and of course always. And I will see you guys in my next one. Take care, Pile 3.